Shalom, and welcome back to the Cepher Daily Readings. Thank you for stopping by to follow along. I am Trish. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah Yahuwah, in the name of the Son, Yahusha, or Yahawashai, HaMashiach. Thank you so much for this time, Father, and thank you for your mercy. And thank you to the Son for willingly and obediently giving his life so that my sins can be washed away. The Son is the way to the Father. He is the only way to the Father. And I am so grateful to him for giving me the opportunity to be redeemed. I pray this is a blessing to you. We are in Jasher, Yashar, chapter 37. And in the 105th year of the life of Yaakov, that is the 9th year of Yaakov's dwelling with his children in the land of Canaan, he came from Padan Aram. And in those days, Yaakov journeyed with his children from Hebron, and they went and returned to the city of Shechem, they and all belonging to them, and they dwelt there. For the children of Yaakov obtained good and fat pasture land for their cattle in the city of Shechem, the city of Shechem having then been rebuilt. And there were in it about 300 men and women. And Yaakov and his children, and all belonging to him, dwelt in the part of the field which Yaakov had bought from Hamor, the father of Shechem, when he came from Padan Aram, before Shimon and Levi had smitten the city. And all those kings of the Canaanite and Amoreum that surrounded the city of Shechem heard that the sons of Yaakov had again come to Shechem and dwelt there. And they said, Shall the sons of Yaakov, the Ivri, again come to the city and dwell therein, after that they have smitten its inhabitants and driven them out? Shall they now return and also drive out those who are dwelling in the city, or slay them? And all the kings of Canaan again assembled, and they came together to make war with Yaakov and his sons. And Yashub, king of Tapnach, sent also to all his neighboring kings, to Elan, king of Gaash, and to Ehuri, king of Shiloh, and to Parathon, king of Hazar, and to Susi, king of Sartan, and to Laban, king of Bet Horon, and to Sharier, king of Othna Ma, saying, Come up to me and assist me, and let us smite Yaakov the Ivri and his sons, and all belonging to him, for they are again come to Shechem to possess it, and to slay its inhabitants as before. And all these kings assembled together and came with all their camps, a people exceedingly plentiful like the sand upon the seashore, and they were all opposite to Tapnach. And Yashub, king of Tapnach, went forth to them with all his army, and he encamped with them opposite to Tapnach without the city. And all these kings they divided into 7 divisions, being 7 camps against the sons of Yaakov. And they sent a declaration to Yaakov and his sons, saying, Come you all forth to us, that we may have an interview together in the plain, and revenge the cause of the men of Shechem, whom you slew in their city. And you will now again return to the city of Shechem, and dwell therein, and slay its inhabitants as before? And the sons of Yaakov heard this, and their anger was kindled exceedingly at the words of the kings of Canaan. And the 10 of the sons of Yaakov hastened and rose up, and each of them girt on his weapons of war. And there were 102 of their servants with them, equipped in battle array. And all these men, the sons of Yaakov, with their servants, went toward these kings. And Yaakov their father was with them, and they all stood upon the heap of Shechem. And Yaakov prayed to Yahuwah for his sons, and he spread forth his hands to Yahuwah, and he said, O Elohim, you are El Shaddai, you are our Father. You did form us, and we are the works of your hands. I pray you deliver my sons through your mercy from the hand of their enemies, who are this day coming to fight with them, and save them from their hand. For in your hand is power and might, to save the few from many. And give unto my sons, your servants, strength of heart and might to fight with their enemies, to subdue them, and make their enemies fall before them. And let not my sons and their servants die through the hands of the children of Canaan. But if it seems good in your eyes to take away the lives of my sons and their servants, take them in your great mercy through the hands of your ministers, that they may not perish this day by the hands of the kings of the Amorim. And when Yaakov ceased praying to Yahuwah, the earth shook from its place, and the sun darkened. And all these kings were terrified, and a great consternation seized them. And Yahuwah hearkened to the prayer of Yaakov, and Yahuwah impressed the hearts of all the kings and their hosts with the terror and awe of the sons of Yaakov. For Yahuwah caused them to hear the voice of chariots, and the voice of mighty horses from the sons of Yaakov, and the voice of a great army accompanying them. And these kings were seized with great terror at the sons of Yaakov. And while they were standing in their quarters, behold, the sons of Yaakov advanced upon them with 112 men, with a great and tremendous shouting. And when the kings saw the sons of Yaakov advancing toward them, they were still more panic-struck, and they were inclined to retreat from before the sons of Yaakov as at first, and not to fight with them. But they did not retreat, saying, "It would be a disgrace to us thus twice to retreat from before the Ephraim." And the sons of Yaakov came near and advanced against all these kings and their armies. And they saw, and behold, it was a very mighty people, numerous as the sand of the sea. And the sons of Yaakov called unto Yahuwah and said, "Help us, O Yahuwah, help us and answer us, for we trust in you, and let us not die by the hands of these uncircumcised men, who this day have come against us." And the sons of Yaakov girt on their weapons of war, and they took in their hands each man his shield and his javelin, and they approached to battle. And Yahudah, the son of Yaakov, ran first before his brethren, and 10 of his servants with him, and he went toward these kings. And Yashub, king of Tapnach, also came forth first with his army before Yahudah. And Yahudah saw Yashub and his army coming toward him. And Yahudah's wrath was kindled, and his anger burned within him. And he approached to battle, in which Yahudah ventured his life. And Yashub and all his army were advancing toward Yahudah, and he was riding upon a very strong and powerful horse. And Yashub was a very valiant man, and covered with iron and brass from head to foot. And while he was upon the horse, he shot arrows with both hands from before and behind, as was his manner in all his battles. And he never missed the place to which he aimed his arrows. And when Yashub came to fight with Yahudah, and was darting many arrows against Yahudah, Yahuwah bound the hand of Yashub, and all the arrows that he shot rebounded upon his own men. And notwithstanding this, Yashub kept advancing toward Yahudah to challenge him with the arrows. But the distance between them was about 30 cubits. And when Yahudah saw Yashub darting forth his arrows against him, he ran to him with his wrath, excited might. And Yahudah took up a large stone from the ground, and its weight was 60 shekels. And Yahudah ran toward Yashub, and with the stone struck him on his shield, that Yashub was stunned with the blow, and fell off his horse to the ground. And the shield burst asunder out of the hand of Yashub, and through the force of the blow sprang to the distance of about 15 cubits. And the shield fell before the second camp. And the kings that came with Yashub saw at a distance the strength of Yahudah, the son of Yaakov, and what he had done to Yashub, and they were terribly afraid of Yahudah. And they assembled near Yashub's camp, seeing his confusion. And Yahudah drew his sword and smote 42 men of the camp of Yashub. And the whole of Yashub's camp fled before Yahudah, and no man stood against him. And they left Yashub and fled from him. And Yashub was still prostrate upon the ground. And Yashub, seeing that all the men of his camp had fled from him, hastened and rose up with terror against Yahuda, and stood upon his legs opposite Yahuda. And Yashub had a single combat with Yahuda, placing shield toward shield. And Yashub's men all fled, for they were greatly afraid of Yahuda. And Yashub took his spear in his hand to strike Yahuda upon his head. But Yahuda had quickly placed his shield to his head against Yashub's spear, so that the shield of Yahuda received the blow from Yashub's spear, and the shield was split in two. And when Yahuda saw that his shield was split, he hastily drew his sword and smote Yashub at his ankles and cut off his feet, that Yashub fell upon the ground, and the spear fell from his hand. And Yahuda hastily picked up Yashub's spear, with which he severed his head and cast it next to his feet. And when the sons of Yahakob saw what Yahuda had done to Yashub, they all ran into the ranks of the other kings. And the sons of Yahakob fought with the army of Yashub, and the armies of all the kings that were there. And the sons of Yahakob caused 15,000 of their men to fall, and they smote them as if smiting at gourds, and the rest fled for their lives. And Yahuda was still standing by the body of Yashub, and stripped Yashub of his coat of mail. And Yahuda also took off the iron and brass that was about Yashub, and behold, 9 men of the captains of Yashub came along to fight against Yahuda. And Yahuda hastened and took up a stone from the ground, and with it smote one of them upon the head, and his skull was fractured, and the body also fell from the horse to the ground. And the 8 captains that remained, seeing the strength of Yahuda, were greatly afraid, and they fled. And Yahuda with his 10 men pursued them, and they overtook them and slew them. And the sons of Yahakob were still smiting the armies of the kings, and they slew many of them. But those kings daringly kept their stand with their captains, and did not retreat from their places. And they exclaimed against those of their armies that fled from before the sons of Yahakob. But none would listen to them, for they were afraid of their lives, lest they should die. And all the sons of Yahakob, after having smitten the armies of the kings, returned and came before Yahuda. And Yahuda was still slaying the 8 captains of Yashub, and stripping off their garments. And Levi saw Elon, king of Gaash, advancing toward him with his 14 captains to smite him. But Levi did not know it for certain. And Elon with his captains approached nearer, and Levi looked back and saw that battle was given him in the rear. And Levi ran with 12 of his servants, and they went and slew Elon and his captains with the edge of the sword. Chapter 38. And Uri, king of Shiloh, came up to assist Elon, and he approached Yahakob, when Yahakob drew his bow that was in his hand, and with an arrow struck Uri, which caused his death. And when Uri, king of Shiloh, was dead, the 4 remaining kings fled from their station with the rest of the captains. And they endeavored to retreat, saying, "We have no more strength with the Ephraim, after their having killed the 3 kings and their captains, who were more powerful than we are." And when the sons of Yahakob saw that the remaining kings had removed from their station, they pursued them. And Yahakob also came from the heap of Shechem, from the place where he was standing, and they went after the kings, and they approached them with their servants. And the kings and the captains with the rest of their armies, seeing that the sons of Yahakob approached them, were afraid of their lives, and fled till they reached the city of Hazar. And the sons of Yahakob pursued them to the gate of the city of Hazar, and they smote a great smiting amongst the kings and their armies, about 4,000 men. And while they were smiting the army of the kings, Yahakob was occupied with his bow, confining himself to smiting the kings, and he slew them all. And he slew Parathon, king of Hazar, at the gate of the city of Hazar. And he afterwards smote Susi, king of Sartan, and Laban, king of Beth Horon, and Shevier, king of Machniah, and he slew them all with arrows, an arrow to each of them, and they died. And the sons of Yaakov, seeing that all the kings were dead, and that they were broken up and retreating, continued to carry on the battle with the armies of the kings opposite the gate of Chazar. And they still smote about 400 of their men. And 3 men of the servants of Yaakov fell in that battle. And when Yehuda saw that 3 of his servants had died, it grieved him greatly, and his anger burned within him against the Amorim. And all the men that remained of the armies of the kings were greatly afraid of their lives. And they ran and broke the gate of the walls of the city of Hazar, and they all entered the city for safety. And they concealed themselves in the midst of the city of Hazar, for the city of Hazar was very large and extensive. And when all these armies had entered the city, the sons of Yaakov ran after them to the city. And 4 mighty men, experienced in battle, went forth from the city and stood against the entrance of the city, with drawn swords and spears in their hands. And they placed themselves opposite the sons of Yaakov, and would not suffer them to enter the city. And Naphtali ran and came between them, and with his sword smote 2 of them, and cut off their heads at one stroke. And he turned to the other 2, and behold, they had fled. And he pursued them, overtook them, smote them, and slew them. And the sons of Yaakov came to the city and saw, and behold, there was another wall to the city. And they sought for the gate of the wall and could not find it. And Yehuda sprang upon the top of the wall, and Shimon and Levi followed him. And they all 3 descended from the wall into the city. And Shimon and Levi slew all the men who ran for safety into the city, and also the inhabitants of the city with their women and little ones. They slew with the edge of the sword, and the cries of the city ascended up to heaven. And Dan and Naphtali sprang upon the wall to see what caused the noise of lamentation. For the sons of Yaakov felt anxious about their brothers. And they heard the inhabitants of the city speaking with weeping and supplications, saying, "Take all that we possess in the city and go away. Only do not put us to death." And when Yehuda, Shimon, and Levi had ceased smiting the inhabitants of the city, they ascended the wall and called to Dan and Naphtali, who were upon the wall, and to the rest of their brothers. And Shimon and Levi informed them of the entrance into the city. And all the sons of Yaakov came to fetch the spoil. And the sons of Yaakov took the spoil of the city of Hazar, the flocks and herds, and the property. And they took all that could be captured, and went away that day from the city. And on the next day the sons of Yaakov went to Sarton, for they heard that the men of Sarton who had remained in the city were assembling to fight with them for having slain their king. And Sarton was a very high and fortified city, and it had a deep rampart surrounding the city. And the pillar of the rampart was about 50 cubits, and its breadth 40 cubits. And there was no place for a man to enter the city on account of the rampart. And the sons of Yaakov saw the rampart of the city, and they sought an entrance in it, but could not find it. For the entrance to the city was at the rear, and every man that wished to come into the city came by that road and went around the whole city. And he afterwards entered the city. And the sons of Yaakov, seeing they could not find a way into the city, their anger was kindled greatly. And the inhabitants of the city, seeing that the sons of Yaakov were coming to them, were greatly afraid of them, for they had heard of their strength, and what they had done to Hazar. And the inhabitants of the city of Sarton could not go out toward the sons of Yaakov after having assembled in the city to fight against them, lest they might thereby get into the city. But when they saw that they were coming toward them, they were greatly afraid of them, for they had heard of their strength and what they had done to Hazar. So the inhabitants of Sarton speedily took away the bridge of the road of the city from its place before the sons of Yaakov came, and they brought it into the city. And the sons of Yaakov came and sought the way into the city and could not find it. And the inhabitants of the city went up to the top of the wall and saw, and behold, the sons of Yaakov were seeking an entrance into the city. And the inhabitants of the city reproached the sons of Yaakov from the top of the wall, and they cursed them. And the sons of Yaakov heard their reproaches, and they were greatly incensed, and their anger burned within them. And the sons of Yaakov were provoked at them, and they all rose and sprang over the rampart with the force of their strength, and through their might passed the 40 cubits breadth of the rampart. And when they had passed the rampart, they stood under the wall of the city. And they found all the gates of the city enclosed with iron doors. And the sons of Yaakov came near to break open the doors of the gates of the city. And the inhabitants did not let them, for from the top of the wall they were casting stones and arrows upon them. And the number of people that were upon the wall was about 400 men. And when the sons of Yaakov saw that the men of the city would not let them open the gates of the city, they sprang and ascended the top of the wall. And Yehuda went up first to the east part of the city. And Gad and Asher went up after him to the west corner of the city. And Shimon and Levi to the north, and Dan and Reuben to the south. And the men who were on the top of the wall, the inhabitants of the city, seeing that the sons of Yaakov were coming up to them, they all fled from the wall, descending into the city, and concealed themselves in the midst of the city. And Yashar and Naphtali, that remained under the wall, approached and broke the gates of the city and kindled a fire at the gates of the city, that the iron melted. And all the sons of Yaakov came into the city, they and all their men. And they fought with the inhabitants of the city of Sarton, and smote them with the edge of the sword. And no man stood up before them. And about 200 men fled from the city, and they all went and hid themselves in a certain tower in the city. And Yehuda pursued them to the tower, and he broke down the tower, which fell upon the men, and they all died. And the sons of Yaakov went up the road of the roof of that tower, and they saw, and behold, there was another strong and high tower at a distance in the city, and the top of it reached to heaven. And the sons of Yaakov hastened and descended, and went with all their men to that tower, and found it filled with about 300 men, women, and little ones. And the sons of Yaakov smote a great smiting amongst those men in the tower, and they ran away and fled from them. And Shimon and Levi pursued them, when 12 mighty and valiant men came out to them from the place where they had concealed themselves. And those 12 men maintained a strong battle against Shimon and Levi, and Shimon and Levi could not prevail over them. And those valiant men broke the shields of Shimon and Levi, and one of them struck at Levi's head with his sword, when Levi hastily placed his hand to his head, for he was afraid of the sword, and the sword struck Levi's hand. And it wanted but little to the hand of Levi, being cut off. And Levi seized the sword of the valiant man in his hand and took it forcibly from the man. And with it he struck at the head of the powerful man, and he severed his head. And 11 men approached to fight with Levi, for they saw that one of them was killed, and the sons of Yaakov fought. But the sons of Yaakov could not prevail over them, for those men were very powerful. And the sons of Yaakov, seeing that they could not prevail over them, Shimon gave a loud and tremendous shriek. And the 11 powerful men were stunned at the voice of Shimon's shrieking. And Yehuda at a distance knew the voice of Shimon's shouting. And Naphtali and Yehuda ran with their shields to Shimon and Levi, and found them fighting with those powerful men, unable to prevail over them, as their shields were broken. And Naphtali saw that the shields of Shimon and Levi were broken, and he took 2 shields from his servants and brought them to Shimon and Levi. And Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda on that day fought all 3 against And Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda on that day fought all three against the 11 mighty men until the time of sunset, but they could not prevail over them. And this was told unto Yaakov, and he was sorely grieved. And he prayed unto Yahuwah, and he and Naphtali his son went against these mighty men. And Yaakov approached and drew his bow, and came nigh unto the mighty men, and slew 3 of their men with the bow. And the remaining 8 turned back, and behold, the war raged against them in the front and rear. And they were greatly afraid of their lives, and could not stand before the sons of Yaakov. And they fled from before them. And in their flight they met Dan and Asher coming toward them. And they suddenly fell upon them, and fought with them, and slew 2 of them. And Yehuda and his brothers pursued them, and smote the remainder of them, and slew them. And all the sons of Yaakov returned and walked about the city, searching if they could find any men. And they found about 20 young men in a cave in the city. And Gad and Asher smote them all. And Dan and Naphtali lighted upon the rest of the men who had fled and escaped from the second tower, and they smote them all. And the sons of Yaakov smote all the inhabitants of the city of Sarton, but the women and little ones they left in the city, and did not slay them. And all the inhabitants of the city of Sarton were powerful men. One of them would pursue 1,000, and 2 of them would not flee from 10,000 of the rest of men. And the sons of Yaakov slew all the inhabitants of the city of Sarton with the edge of the sword, that no man stood up against them. And they left the women in the city. And the sons of Yaakov took all the spoil of the city, and they captured what they desired, and they took flocks and herds and property from the city. And the sons of Yaakov did unto Sarton and its inhabitants as they had done to Hazar and its inhabitants, and they turned and went away. Chapter 39. And when the sons of Yaakov went from the city of Sarton, they had gone about 200 cubits when they met the inhabitants of Tapnach coming toward them. For they went out to fight with them, because they had smitten the king of Tapnach and all his men. So all that remained in the city of Tapnach came out to fight with the sons of Yaakov. And they thought to retake from them the booty and the spoil which they had captured from Hazar and Sarton. And the rest of the men of Tapnach fought with the sons of Yaakov in that place. And the sons of Yaakov smote them, and they fled before them. And they pursued them to the city of Arbelan. And they all fell before the sons of Yaakov. And the sons of Yaakov returned and came to Tapnach to take away the spoil of Tapnach. And when they came to Tapnach, they heard that the people of Arbelan had gone out to meet them to save the spoil of their brethren. And the sons of Yaakov left 10 of their men in Tapnach to plunder the city, and they went out toward the people of Arbelan. And the men of Arbelan went out with their women to fight with the sons of Yaakov, for their women were experienced in battle, and they went out, about 400 men and women. And all the sons of Yaakov shouted with a loud voice, and they all ran toward the inhabitants of Arbelan, and with a great and tremendous voice. And the inhabitants of Arbelan heard the noise of the shouting of the sons of Yaakov, and their roaring like the noise of lions, and like the roaring of the sea and its waves. The fear and terror possessed their hearts on account of the sons of Yaakov, and they were terribly afraid of them. And they retreated and fled before them into the city. And the sons of Yaakov pursued them to the gate of the city, and they came upon them in the city. And the sons of Yaakov fought with them in the city, and all their women were engaged in slinging against the sons of Yaakov. And the combat was very severe amongst them, the whole of that day till evening. And the sons of Yaakov could not prevail over them. And the sons of Yaakov had almost perished in that battle. And the sons of Yaakov cried unto Yahuwah, and greatly gained strength toward evening. And the sons of Yaakov smote all the inhabitants of Arbelan by the edge of the sword, men, women, and little ones. And also the remainder of the people who had fled from Sartan, the sons of Yahakob smote them in Arbelan. And the sons of Yahakob did unto Arbelan and Tapnach as they had done to Hazar and Sartan. And when the women saw that all the men were dead, they went upon the roofs of the city and smote the sons of Yahakob by showering down stones like rain. And the sons of Yahakob hastened and came into the city and seized all the women and smote them with the edge of the sword. And the sons of Yahakob captured all the spoil and booty, flocks and herds and cattle. And the sons of Yahakob did unto Machnema as they had done to Tapnach, to Hazar, and to Shiloh. And they turned from there and went away. And on the 5th day, the sons of Yahakob heard that the people of Gaash had gathered against them to battle, because they had slain their king and their captains. For there had been 14 captains in the city of Gaash, and the sons of Yahakob had slain them all in the first battle. And the sons of Yahakob that day girt on their weapons of war, and they marched to battle against the inhabitants of Gaash. And in Gaash there was a strong and mighty people, of the people of the Amorim. And Gaash was the strongest and best fortified city of all the cities of the Amorim. And it had 3 walls. And the sons of Yahakob came to Gaash, and they found the gates of the city locked, and about 500 men standing at the top of the outermost wall. And the people numerous as the sand upon the seashore were in ambush for the sons of Yahakob from without the city at the rear thereof. And the sons of Yahakob approached to open the gates of the city. And while they were drawing nigh, behold, those who were in ambush at the rear of the city came forth from their places and surrounded the sons of Yahakob. And the sons of Yahakob were enclosed between the people of Gaash, and the battle was both to their front and rear. And all the men that were upon the wall were casting from the wall upon them arrows and stones. And Yahudah, seeing that the men of Gaash were getting too heavy for them, gave a most piercing and tremendous shriek, and all the men of Gaash were terrified at the voice of Yahudah's cry. And men fell from the wall at his powerful shriek. And all those that were from without and within the city were greatly afraid of their lives. And the sons of Yahakob still came nigh to break the doors of the city, when the men of Gaash threw stones and arrows upon them from the top of the wall, and made them flee from the gate. And the sons of Yahakob returned against the men of Gaash, who were with them from without the city, and they smote them terribly, as striking against gourds, and they could not stand against the sons of Yahakob, for fright and terror had seized them at the shriek of Yahudah. And the sons of Yahakob slew all those men who were without the city. And the sons of Yahakob still drew nigh to effect an entrance into the city, and to fight unto the city walls. But they could not, for all the inhabitants of Gaash who remained in the city had surrounded the walls of Gaash in every direction, so that the sons of Yahakob were unable to approach the city to fight with them. And the sons of Yahakob came near to one corner to fight under the wall. The inhabitants of Gaash threw arrows and stones upon them like showers of rain, and they fled from under the wall. And the people of Gaash who were upon the wall, seeing that the sons of Yahakob could not prevail over them from under the wall, reproached the sons of Yahakob in these words, saying, "What is the matter with you in the battle that you cannot prevail? Can you then do unto the mighty city of Gaash and its inhabitants as you did to the cities of the Amorim that were not so powerful? Surely to those weak ones amongst us you did those things, and slew them in the entrance of the city, for they had no strength when they were terrified at the sound of your shouting. And will you now then be able to fight in this place? Surely here you will all die, and will avenge the cause of those cities. And we will, surely you here will all die, and we will avenge the cause of those cities that you have laid waste. And the inhabitants of Gaash greatly reproached the sons of Yaakov and reviled them with their Elohim and continued to cast arrows and stones upon them from the wall. And Yehuda and his brothers heard the words of the inhabitants of Gaash, and their anger was greatly roused. And Yehuda was jealous of his Elohim in this matter. And he called out and said, O Yahuwah, help, send help to us and our brothers. And he ran at a distance with all his might, with his drawn sword in his hand. And he sprang from the earth, and by dint of his strength mounted the wall, and his sword fell from his hand. And Yehuda shouted upon the wall, and all the men that were upon the wall were terrified. And some of them fell from the wall into the city and died. And those who were yet upon the wall, when they saw Yehuda's strength, they were greatly afraid and fled for their lives into the city for safety. And some were emboldened to fight with Yehuda upon the wall. And they came nigh to slay him when they saw there was no sword in Yehuda's hand. And they thought of casting him from the wall to his brothers. And 20 men of the city came up to assist them. And they surrounded Yehuda, and they all shouted over him, and approached him with drawn swords. And they terrified Yehuda. And Yehuda cried out to his brothers from the wall. And Yaakov and his sons drew the bow from under the wall, and smote 3 of the men that were upon the top of the wall. And Yehuda continued to cry, and he exclaimed, O Yahuwah, help us! O Yahuwah, deliver us! And he cried out with a loud voice upon the wall. And the cry was heard at a great distance. And after this cry he again repeated to shout. And all the men who surrounded Yehuda on the top of the wall were terrified. And they each drew his sword from his hand at the sound of Yehuda shouting, and his tremor, and fled. And Yehuda took the swords which had fallen from their hands. And Yehuda fought with them and slew 20 of their men upon the wall. And about 80 men and women still ascended the wall from the city. And they all surrounded Yehuda. And Yahuwah impressed the fear of Yehuda in their hearts, that they were unable to approach him. And Yaakov and all who were with him drew the bow from under the wall, and they slew 10 men upon the wall. And they fell below the wall before Yaakov and his sons. And the people upon the wall, seeing that 20 of their men had fallen, they still ran toward Yehuda with drawn swords. But they could not approach him, for they were greatly terrified at Yehuda's strength. And one of their mighty men, whose name was Arud, approached to strike Yehuda upon the head with his sword, when Yehuda hastily put his shield to his head. And the sword hit the shield, and it was split in 2. And this mighty man, after he had struck, Yehuda ran for his life, at the fear of Yehuda, and his feet slipped upon the wall, and he fell amongst the sons of Yaakov, who were below the wall, and the sons of Yaakov smote him and slew him. And Yehuda's head pained him from the blow of the powerful man, and Yehuda had nearly died from it. And Yehuda cried out upon the wall owing to the pain produced by the blow, when Dan heard him, and his anger burned within him. And he also rose up and went at a distance, and ran, and sprang from the earth, and mounted the wall with his wrath excited strength. And when Dan came upon the wall near unto Yehuda, all the men upon the wall fled, who had stood against Yehuda. And they went up to the second wall, and they threw arrows and stones upon Dan and Yehuda from the second wall, and endeavored to drive them from the wall. And the arrows and stones struck Dan and Yehuda, and they had nearly been killed upon the wall. And wherever Dan and Yehuda fled from the wall, they were attacked with arrows and stones from the second wall. And Yaakov and his sons were still at the entrance of the city below the first wall, and they were not able to draw their bow against the inhabitants of the city, as they could not be seen by them, being upon the second wall. And Dan and Yehuda, when they could no longer bear the stones and arrows that fell upon them from the second wall, they both sprang upon the second wall near the people of the city. And when the people of the city who were upon the second wall saw that Dan and Yehuda had come to them upon the second wall, they all cried out and descended below between the walls. And Yaakov and his sons heard the noise of the shouting from the people of the city. And they were still at the entrance of the city, and they were anxious about Dan and Yehuda, who were not seen by them, they being upon the second wall. And Naphtali went up with his wrath excited might, and sprang upon the first wall to see what caused the noise of shouting which they had heard in the city. And Issachar and Zebulun drew nigh to break the doors of the city, and they opened the gates of the city and came into the city. And Naphtali leaped from the first wall to the second, and came to assist his brothers. And the inhabitants of Gaash, who were upon the wall, seeing that Naphtali was the third who had come up to assist his brothers, they all fled and descended into the city. And Yaakov and all his sons and all their young men came into the city to them. After, excuse me, and Yehuda and Dan and Naphtali descended from the wall into the city and pursued the inhabitants of the city. And Shimon and Levi were from without the city and knew not that the gate was opened. And they went up from there to the wall and came down to their brothers into the city. And the inhabitants of the city had all descended into the city. And the sons of Yaakov came to them in different directions. And the battle waged against them from the front and the rear. And the sons of Yaakov smote them terribly, and slew about 20,000 of them, men and women. Not one of them could stand up against the sons of Yaakov. And the blood flowed plentifully in the city, and it was like a brook of water. And the blood flowed like a brook to the outer part of the city, and reached the desert of Beit Haron. And the people of Beit Haron saw at a distance the blood flowing from the city of Gaash. And about 70 men from amongst them ran to see the blood. And they came to the place where the blood was. And they followed the track of the blood and came to the wall of the city of Gaash. And they saw the blood issue from the city. And they heard the voice of crying from the inhabitants of Gaash, for it ascended unto heaven, and the blood was continuing to flow abundantly like a brook of water. And all the sons of Yaakov were still smiting the inhabitants of Gaash, and were engaged in slaying them till evening, about 20,000 men and women. And the people of Haran said, Surely this is the work of the Ephraim. They are still carrying on war in all the cities of the Emorium. And those people hastened and ran to Beit Haran, and each took his weapons of war. And they cried out to all the inhabitants of Beit Haran, who also girt on their weapons of war to go and fight with the sons of Yaakov. And when the sons of Yaakov had done smiting the inhabitants of Gaash, they walked about the city to strip all the slain, and coming in the innermost part of the city, and farther on they met 3 very powerful men, and there was no sword in their hand. And the sons of Yaakov came up to the place where they were, and the powerful men ran away. And one of them had taken Zebulun, who he saw was a young lad and of short stature, and with his might dashed him to the ground. And Yaakov ran to him with his sword, and Yaakov smote him below his loins with the sword, and cut him in two. And the body fell upon Zebulun. And the second one approached and seized Yaakov, to fell him to the ground. And Yaakov turned to him and shouted to him, while Shimon and Levi ran and smote him on the hips with the sword, and felled him to the ground. And the powerful man rose up from the ground with wrath excited might. And Yehuda came to him before he had gained his footing, and struck him upon the head with the sword, and his head was split, and he died. And the third powerful man, seeing that his companions were killed, ran from before the sons of Yaakov, and the sons of Yaakov pursued him in the city. And while the powerful man was fleeing, he found one of the swords of the inhabitants of the city, and he picked it up and turned to the sons of Yaakov, and fought them with that sword. And the powerful man ran to Yehuda to strike him upon the head with the sword, and there was no shield in the hand of Yehuda. And while he was aiming to strike him, Naphtali hastily took his shield and put it to Yehuda's head.
and the sword of the powerful man hit the shield of Naphtali, and Yehudah escaped the sword. And Shimon and Levi ran upon the powerful man with their swords, and struck at him forcibly with their swords. And the two swords entered the body of the powerful man, and divided it in two, lengthwise. And the sons of Yaakov smote the three mighty men at that time, together with all the inhabitants of Gaash. And the day was about to decline. And the sons of Yaakov walked about Gaash, and took all the spoil of the city, even the little ones, and women they did not suffer to live. And the sons of Yaakov did unto Gaash as they had done to Sartan and Shiloh. Chapter 40. And the sons of Yaakov led away all the spoil of Gaash, and went out of the city by night. They were going out, marching toward the castle of Beit Haron. And the inhabitants of Beit Haron were going to the castle to meet them. And on that night the sons of Yaakov fought with the inhabitants of Beit Haron, in the castle of Beit Haron. And all the inhabitants of Beit Haron were mighty men. One of them would not flee from before 1,000 men. And they fought on that night upon the castle. And their shouts were heard on that night from afar. And the earth quaked at their shouting. And all the sons of Yaakov were afraid of those men, as they were not accustomed to fight in the dark. And they were greatly confounded. And the sons of Yaakov cried unto Yahuwah, saying, Give help to us, O Yahuwah. Deliver us, that we may not die by the hands of these uncircumcised men. And Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of the sons of Yaakov, and Yahuwah caused great terror and confusion to seize the people of Beit Haron. And they fought amongst themselves, the one with the other, in the darkness of night, and smote each other in great numbers. And the sons of Yaakov, knowing that Yahuwah had brought a ruach of perverseness amongst those men, and that they fought each man with his neighbor, went forth from among the bands of the people of Beit Haron, and went as far as the descent of the castle of Beit Haron, and farther. And they tarried there securely with their young men on that night. And the people of Beit Haron fought the whole night, one man with his brother, and the other with his neighbor. And they cried out in every direction upon the castle, and their cry was heard at a distance, and the whole earth shook at their voice, for they were powerful above all the people of the earth. And all the inhabitants of the cities of the Canaanium, the Hittim, the Amorim, the Hiviim, and all the kings of Canaan, and also those who were on the other side of the Jordan, heard the noise of the shouting on that night. And they said, Surely these are the battles of the Ivriim, who are fighting against the 7 cities, who came nigh unto them, and who can stand against those Ivriim. And all the inhabitants of the cities of the Canaanium, and all those who were on the other side of the Jordan, were greatly afraid of the sons of Yaakov. For they said, Behold, the same will be done to us as was done to those cities. For who can stand against their mighty strength? And the cries of the Horonim were very great on that night, and continued to increase. And they smote each other till morning, and numbers of them were killed. And the morning appeared, and all the sons of Yaakov rose up at daybreak, and went up to the castle. And they smote those who remained of the Horonim in a terrible manner. And they were all killed in the castle. And the 6th day appeared, and all the inhabitants of Canaan saw at a distance all the people of Beit Haron lying dead in the castle of Beit Haron, and strewed about as the carcasses of lambs and goats. And the sons of Yaakov led all the spoil which they had captured from Gaash, and went to Beit Haron. And they found the city full of people like the sand of the sea. And they fought with them, and the sons of Yaakov smote them there till evening time. And the sons of Yaakov did unto Beit Haron as they had done to Gaash and Tapnach, and as they had done to Hazar, to Sartan, and to Shiloh. And the sons of Yaakov took with them the spoil of Beit Haron, and all the people, and all the spoil of the cities. And on that day they went home to Shechem. And the sons of Yaakov came home to the city of Shechem, and they remained without the city, And they then rested there from the war, and tarried there all night. And all their servants, together with all the spoil that they had taken from the cities, they left without the city. And they did not enter the city, for they said, perchance there may be yet more fighting against us, and they may come to besiege us in Shechem. And Yaakov and his sons and their servants remained on that night and the next day in the portion of the field which Yaakov had purchased from Hamor for 5 shekels, and all that they had captured was with them. And all the booty which the sons of Yaakov had captured was in the portion of the field, immense as the sand upon the seashore. And the inhabitants of the land observed them from afar. And all the inhabitants of the land were afraid of the sons of Yaakov, who had done this thing. For no king from the days of old had ever done the like. And the 7 kings of the Canaanite resolved to make peace with the sons of Yaakov, for they were greatly afraid of their lives, on account of the sons of Yaakov. And on that day, being the 7th day, Yaphiah, king of Hebron, sent secretly to the king of Ai, and to the king of Gibeon, and to the king of Shalem, and to the king of Adulam, and to the king of Lachish, and to the king of Hazar, and to all the Canaanite kings who were under their subjections, saying, Go up with me, and come to me, that we may go to the sons of Yaakov. And I will make peace with them, and form a treaty with them, lest all your lands be destroyed by the swords of the sons of Yaakov, as they did to Shechem and the cities around it, as you have heard and seen. And when you come to me, do not come with many men, but let every king bring his 3 head captains, and every captain bring 3 of his officers, and come all of you to Hebron, and we will go together to the sons of Yaakov, and supplicate them that they shall form a treaty of peace with us. And all those kings did as the king of Hebron had sent to them, for they were all under his counsel and command. And all the kings of Canaan assembled to go to the sons of Yaakov, to make peace with them. And the sons of Yaakov returned and went to the portion of the field that was in Shechem, for they did not put confidence in the kings of the land. And the sons of Yaakov returned and remained in the portion of the field 10 days, and no one came to make war with them. And when the sons of Yaakov saw that there was no appearance of war, they all assembled and went to the city of Shechem. And the sons of Yaakov remained in Shechem. And at the expiration of 40 days, all the kings of the Amorim assembled from all their places and came to Hebron, to Yaphiah, king of Hebron. And the number of kings that came to Hebron to make peace with the sons of Yaakov was 21 kings. And the number of captains that came with them was 69. And their men were 189. And all these kings and their men rested by Mount Hebron. And the king of Hebron went out with his 3 captains and 9 men. And these kings resolved to go to the sons of Yaakov to make peace. And they said unto the king of Hebron, Go you before us with your men, and speak for us unto the sons of Yaakov, and we will come after you and confirm your words. And the king of Hebron did so. And the sons of Yaakov heard that all the kings of Canaan had gathered together and rested in Hebron. And the sons of Yaakov sent 4 of their servants as spies, saying, Go and spy these kings, and search and examine their men, whether they are few or many. And if they are but few in number, number them all and come back. And the servants of Yaakov went secretly to these kings and did as the sons of Yaakov had commanded them. And on that day they came back to the sons of Yaakov and said unto them, We came unto those kings, and they are but few in number, and we numbered them all, and behold, they were 288, kings and men. And the sons of Yaakov said, They are but few in number. Therefore, we will not all go out to them. And in the morning the sons of Yaakov rose up and chose 62 of their men, and 10 of the sons of Yaakov went with them. And they girt on their weapons of war, for they said, They are coming to make war with us. For they knew not that they were not coming to make peace with them. And the sons of Yaakov went with their servants to the gate of Shechem toward those kings, and their father Yaakov was with them. And when they had come forth, behold, the king of Hebron and his 3 captains and 9 men with him were coming along the road against the sons of Yaakov. And the sons of Yaakov lifted up their eyes, and saw at a distance Yaphiah, king of Hebron, with his captains, coming toward them. And the sons of Yaakov took their stand at the place of the gate of Shechem, and did not proceed. And the king of Hebron continued to advance, he and his captains, until he came nigh to the sons of Yaakov. And he and his captains bowed down to them to the ground. And the king of Hebron sat with his captains before Yaakov and his sons. And the sons of Yaakov said unto him, What has befallen you, O king of Hebron? Why have you come to us this day? What do you require from us? And the king of Hebron said unto Yaakov, I beseech you, my Adonai.
All the kings of the Canaanim have this day come to make peace with you. And the sons of Yaakov heard the words of the king of Hebron, and they would not consent to his proposals. For the sons of Yaakov had no faith in him, for they imagined that the king of Hebron had spoken deceitfully to them. And the king of Hebron knew from the words of the sons of Yaakov that they did not believe his words. And the king of Hebron approached nearer, and said unto him, I beseech you, my Adonai, to be assured that all these kings have come to you on peaceable terms, for they have not come with all their men, neither did they bring their weapons of war with them, for they have come to seek peace from my Adonai and his sons. And the sons of Yaakov answered the king of Hebron, saying, Send you to all these kings, and if you speak truth unto us, let them each come singly before us. And if they come unto us unarmed, we shall then know that they seek peace from us. And Yaphiah, king of Hebron, sent one of his men to the kings, and they all came before the sons of Yaakov and bowed down to them to the ground. And these kings sat before Yaakov and his sons, and they spoke unto them, saying, We have heard all that you did unto the kings of the Amorim with your sword and exceedingly mighty arm, so that no man could stand up before you. And we were afraid of you for the sake of our lives, lest it should befall us as it did to them. So we have come unto you to form a treaty of peace between us. And now, therefore, contract with us a covenant of peace and truth, that you will not meddle with us, inasmuch as we have not meddled with you. And the sons of Yaakov knew that they had really come to seek peace from them. And the sons of Yaakov listened to them and formed a covenant with them. And the sons of Yaakov swore unto them that they would not meddle with them. And all the kings of the Canaanim swore also to them. And the sons of Yaakov made them tributary from that day forward. And after all this, all the captains of these kings came with their men before Yaakov, with presents in their hands for Yaakov and his sons. And they bowed down to him to the ground. And these kings then urged the sons of Yaakov and begged of them to return all the spoil they had captured from the 7 cities of the Amorim. And the sons of Yaakov did so, and they returned all that they had captured, the women, the little ones, the cattle, and all the spoil which they had taken. And they sent them off, and they went away each to his city. And all these kings again bowed down to the sons of Yaakov, and they sent or brought them many gifts in those days. And the sons of Yaakov sent off these kings and their men, and they went peaceably away from them to their cities. And the sons of Yaakov also returned to their home, to Shechem. And there was peace from that day forward between the sons of Yaakov and the kings of the Canaanim, until the children of Yashar came to inherit the land of Canaan. That is the end of chapter 40. Psalms, Tehilliym, chapter 71. In you, O Yahuwah, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in your righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline your ear unto me and save me. Be my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. You have given commandment to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O Eloi, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man.
For you are my hope, O Adonai Yahuwah. You are my trust from my youth. By you have I been held up from the womb. You are he who took me out of my mother's belly. My praise shall be continually of you. I am as a wonder unto many, but you are my strong refuge. Let my mouth be filled with your praise and with your honor all day. Cast me not off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength fails. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, Elohim has forsaken him. Persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. O Elohim, be not far from me. O Eloi, make haste for my help. Let them be confounded and consumed that are adversaries to my soul. Let them be covered with reproach and dishonor that seek my hurt. But I will hope continually and will yet praise you more and more. My mouth shall show forth your righteousness and your deliverance all day. For I know not the numbers thereof. I will go in the strength of Adonai Yahuwah. I will make mention of your righteousness, even of yours only. O Elohim, you have taught me from my youth, and hitherto have I declared your wondrous works. Now also, when I am old and gray-headed, O Elohim, forsake me not, until I have shown your strength unto this generation, and your power to everyone that is to come. Your righteousness also, O Elohim, is very high. Who has done great things? O Elohim, who is like unto you? You, which have shown me great and sore troubles, shall quicken me again, and shall bring me up again from the depths of the earth. You shall increase my greatness, and comfort me on every side. I will also praise you with the psaltery, even your truth, O Eloi, unto you will I sing with the harp. O Holy One of Yasharel, my lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing unto you, and my soul which you have redeemed. My tongue also shall talk of your righteousness all day long, for they are confounded, for they are brought unto shame, that seek my hurt. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah Yahuwah. In the name of the Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, and the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, thank you for following along. I pray that you continue to stay in the Word and to read the Word. And I pray this is a blessing to you and that it honors our Father, Yahuwah. Thank you, and I will see you in the next reading. Shalom.